It's becoming more and more difficult to pay attention to this. I mean, so his,
Oh, did you think?
yeah. I mean, I personally haven't gotten anything out of it. Maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. I want to be fair. Did anybody get a single answer from Ted Cruz that was relevant to the questions that were asked?
Well, Anderson Cooper is allowing him to tell a 5-minute soliloquy before he gets anywhere near a question.
Yeah.
He's like, hey,
Let me tell you about my mom.
How would you vote on this bill? You know, when my mom first came to this country, and here's a story. And it's like everybody wants to be, are you doing your one-man show, Ted? Are you fucking doing a GOP town hall? Anyway, it's horrible, and I don't know. I mean, I don't want to beat up on Anderson Cooper too bad, but he's got to shut him up at some point.
Well, look, I think in the beginning, Anderson Cooper attempted to, and then Ted Cruz basically shut him up a few times. He said, let me answer, and he was very combative about it. And I think that Cruz did that on purpose, knowing that he was going to have these ridiculous, nonsensical, long-winded answers that would dodge the questions.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that Anderson, and again, I don't particularly want to beat up on Anderson Cooper either, particularly because he's wearing glasses tonight, but do you guys think that he would have been as easy on a Democrat?
No, not at all.
No, I mean,
Do you think
we
he
have
would have let a
examples.
Democrat
I mean,
duck
we've already
every
seen
question?
we've seen the comparison. He had his town hall with the Democrats, and he was absolutely brutal. And he had his last town hall with the GOP, which thankfully he's not doing what he did there. Where it always sounds like we're exaggerating. The hardest questions were: do you sing to your wife? How do you spend your time at night? How do you relax? What's your favorite alcoholic drink? It was all that bullshit for 3 hours. So thankfully he's not doing that anymore. Look, I think that Ted Cruz did give a fairly straight answer, I guess, to the education question. And I believe him. He would absolutely destroy education. He would take all of the funding, he'd throw it at states to spend on private schools however they want, mostly probably going to Christian schools to enrich those people, and it would absolutely destroy education across America. I fully trust him when he says that he would do that. I think that he would.
Look,
Politically correct, Christianist school.
Look, I agree with you in that he gave somewhat of an answer on the education question, but it's for people like us can decipher exactly what he means. He uses the type of wording and the type of framing that makes it seem to the average voter that he's actually going to improve education. He's going to reform it. He used the word reform. And when you hear the word reform, you think, oh, he's going to make it better. But he doesn't go into specifics about how he would drain the funding of public schools and privatize everything so poor people couldn't afford education for their kids. He doesn't go into those details. So, yeah, he answered in some regard, but not clearly enough for the voters to really understand how disastrous he would be with education policy.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he set a pretty low bar. In most of his answers, he literally, you could not, if you asked him the question and then he talked at you for 15 minutes, at the end, you wouldn't know what his position is.
Yeah.
In a couple of them, he gave absolutely horrendous answers, but they were answers, so I have to give him credit for that at the very least.
Yeah, he says that he wants to carpet bomb, to go after ISIS, but it doesn't seem to really know what carpet bombing is, right?
Yeah.
No,
And he's never ever going to know because it's been months
area
now.
rugs.